Alright guys, so Killer Dwarfs, one of my favorite vinyls from back in the day. I think this is their only great record. Everything after this just seemed kind of generic, but a lot of great, like, I would say even pop, FM friendly pop songs, but done well, you know, well crafted. A&R heavy metal, hard rock. These guys should have shot up. They should have stood tall with this album, but alas, the wicked ways of the business would not allow Killer Dwarfs to actually kill. So that's a shame. And next up, got this at a garage sale. It's kind of beat up, but hella classic album. Talk about a band that stands the test of time. Probably the most. And recently got this one. This is a newly fresh printed from the Metallic Corp factory. It's really heavy. It's got 2 vinyls. I think I paid 40 bucks or something. Anyways, this should go up in value, so I wouldn't let this go for less than, I don't know, 60 bucks, but you could probably get it for cheaper, so I guess I'll hold on to this for prosperity in the future. This is the same deal. I don't think I'm ready to give this up, but no less than 50 bucks for this one. Kicks ass, Canadian, hard rock, heavy metal. This is their greatest album. I don't care what anybody else says. People prefer like the ones after this, and I don't understand those people. I think those people have like some sort of screw loose. I think they need therapy, because clearly the songwriting on this one is miles above whatever they did after this, which was kind of hokey. I think they were being pushed in a mainstream direction, and that's where a lot of artists fail. They succumb to the pressures, and they want to make a living with being in a band, and they compromise their ideals and their integrity, and stop writing what they feel and more like what they feel like they should do, and take it as a job instead of an opportunity to keep doing your artistic expressions. So yeah, this is a chock full of hits in my mind that, you know, if we lived in a proper world where good music was respected and was played on the radio solely based on that fact, these guys would have been way bigger with this album, and a lot more people would know and have this album in their possession. I would hate to part with it, but I don't know. I don't even know how much it goes for, if it goes for anything worthwhile. So, oh shit. Shut the fuck up. Fuck you. Fuck you very much. Okay. Moving on. This I bought secondhand from some guy that was very disappointed in the sequel to Shout at the Devil, and I bought it, I don't know, I can't even remember, maybe like for 8 bucks, $7 bucks, I don't know. But I had to pay a bit more because it was an import, and I bought this in South America. And as you can see, it's been with me ever since, because I think it's a great fucking album. Not better than Shout at the Devil, but it has its own flavoring and seasoning, and it's well written, good songs, all classics. I don't give a fuck what Vince Neil says. This is a great album. That guy is a fucking moron. Alright, this one I got off Facebook. I think I bought it from, I think it was the drummer for Warbringer. He was selling his all his vinyls because he was going on tour with his band. He needed the money. Anyways, this is a legit mega force print, and it's well protected. It's even got tape on the insert with the lyrics and everything. This is a solid thrash gem that I think everybody should have, but I understand there's some goddamn morons out there that can't get into Overkill because of Bobby Blitz's shrieky, witchy vocals, and that's a goddamn shame to live that way with such poor judgment and such inability to, you know, understand genius and have such silly preferences that you need a familiar or acceptable, whatever that means for you, acceptable voice. But he is a fantastic vocalist. This is a great album, and all their albums from the 80s are essential. Twisted Sister, I got this, I don't even remember, man, but this is original when they shot up, of course, and there's a lot of great songs here, but I don't know. I think Twisted Sister suffered from being too old to really stay in the limelight. I think they were past their prime, both in age and I don't know, their sound is not very heavy metal. It's more like hard rock, but kind of old-fashioned, if that makes sense. This is unfortunately, I bought this. I remember buying it because I was like, well, I just bought vinyl every weekend. Every time I went to the mall on the weekends, dragged there by my mother, and I just said, well, I like Born Again, and then I was like, well, maybe this is okay, even though it's just like a shitty album cover with Tony Iommi looking very bored and depressed in what looks like a desert or something, and he's lost, obviously. And I don't know how long it took him to get out of there, but yeah, he looked rough. It was very rough, Tony Iommi. It's not that bad, but it's not great at all. Born Again is a masterpiece, and screw you people that don't believe that. Okay, this obviously was huge, and it's full of great songs, and the insert is all fucked up. This is all fucked up because it's from back in the day, and it's moved with me. Pretty great album, but I would totally let this go. This, I don't know, I have a hard time letting this go because this is a undisputed, masterful album. Fantastic insert, fantastic art. Says a lot about American society up to that point, and the history of just like, wow, look, this is completely, in every way, punk, like real hardcore punk. Maybe not as aggressive as other bands, but just genius riffing, genius songwriting. Just everything about this is phenomenal. Genius lyrics, great musicians, just very original. Kill the Poor. What more could you ask for? A song called Kill the Poor that is completely political, and it's the goddamn truth of how the elites, those people on top, just stomp on the lower class and the downtrodden people, the blue-collar workers. Send them off to war, get rid of them. There's plenty more where they came from. It's all about making the money and staying on top. No, completely opposite spectrum. Definitely bought this back in the day, but this is a Colombian print. This is not an original. No insert. I don't even have a protected plastic bag that they usually come in. Great album. Timeless. This is what gave glam metal some respectability with the double X guitars a la Maiden, but alright. On to Quiet Riot. Obviously, I was what? I think 10 years old when this dropped, and MTV forced this upon everyone with a radio and a television combo. Yeah, a huge band, and yeah, very enjoyable, very reliable, almost standard heavy metal that opened the floodgates. Basically, they're credited as opening the floodgates, and it just blew up. And when they're really, I mean, I guess they were radio friendly, but they were kind of heavy, so that tells you a lot about the situation in the 80s where just heavy metal was more viable than any time like afterwards, like mainstream music just started dropping things that were too heavy. I think this would be too heavy for it to come out today and be like a hit, especially since like you don't really hear much hard rock or heavy metal being big anymore, because it's just not as genuine and original and not as catchy as it was. Okay, Santana classic. I think I just got this at a garage sale, and of course, man, it has Jingo, Evil Ways, Persuasion. That's incredible. This is great songwriting, great performers. The congas alone are worth having this. This is just something, drum and bass, that I don't even remember what this sounds like. I gotta put it back because it's been a while. I think I bought it really cheap at a record store when I was getting into drum and bass in the late 90s or early 2000s, when metal and everything pretty much sucked and drum and bass was the only good thing going on, happening, evolving. Tech Itch, another very respected drum and bass DJ producer dude. Yeah, it's pretty good stuff. I can't say anything really bad about any of this stuff, but definitely most people just are not gonna get into this kind of thing if you're collecting metal vinyls. So it's a good escape from the same old. Like, for example, I just bought this for the artwork, and as you can see, it's phenomenal. Old Time Polka Party, goddamn, 10 out of 10. Polka-bration Tour, damn, this is the real deal. Sketching Code, I can't remember if this is drum and bass or electro, but yeah, pretty simple, good stuff. Of course, another classic that I found at a garage sale, and it's original, it's got everything. Great, fantastic album, great artwork. Hail Jimmy Page. Another electro. Oh, this is drum and bass, yeah, AK-1200. I think this guy's from Florida. Only $8, more than 20 years ago. Elastica, the only Britpop band that's respectable to have a vinyl of. I don't care how much Lars Ulrich is a fan of Oasis and The Verve or whatever all that Britpop crap was about. I mean, there were some other good bands, but this is the only good band because it has an element of like well-written pop and punk and just rock. This is, of course, something that I bought in the 80s before I started getting into collecting strictly heavy metal vinyl. I was just like, oh, I heard this song on the radio, it's hilarious, and you know, it does not hold up well. And let me see here, I don't even know what this is, but this is definitely underground techno. More techno from the 90s. Gatefold, Chemical Brothers. Believe it or not, this is more of like singles. It's not a full album, but yeah, more like B-sides and single Hey Boy, Hey Girl. It's good. It's very well produced. The sound production is killer, and it's worth having. Here's another metal classic from back in the day. This, to me, is their only good vinyl or effort. Everything else just, I don't know, they kind of lost their the uniqueness they had here, which is kind of like a quasi US power metal meets thrash, right in the middle and in a good place. This is like at the crossroads between thrash and power metal. Every song, no fillers here. Great, just fantastic. Suicidal, the second effort, which is pretty much their last great in my mind. And yeah, every song here is incredible. War Inside My Head is a classic. Still play it. I Feel Your Pain and I Survived. That's one of my personal favorites. Psycho, just great. Fucking fantastic album. They dropped the ball, I think, or they lost somebody or something. They lost it after this album. And it's a complete departure from their debut, which is killer. Punk, just straight up punk, hardcore punk crossover deal. This is more metal, but still got that crossover appeal. And last is just some wanky greatest hits. I mean, great songs, but this was just like a corporate thing. Yeah, that's it for now.